Hey, what is up, everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you here today. Sitting on my tailgate. Normally, I sort of digest Monday Night Raw a little bit. I make a review, and then I go to work the next day, and then I make like the main event for the next pay-per-views video on my way home from work, and I sort of think of all my thoughts that I thought of throughout the day. But I'll tell you the truth. When John Cena came back for the farewell tour, Punk vs. Cena was one of the first matches that was on my, this is the match that I want to see Cena have at WrestleMania. This is the big match that I want him to have. It was kind of like, I want to see Cena versus Orton. I want to see Cena versus Cody. I want to see Cena versus Punk. And almost anything else he does. I thought this was going to go a completely different way. I thought it was just going to be like extra icing on top of the cake. I thought that Cena was going to be fighting guys like Austin Aries. I thought that Cena was going to be fighting guys that kind of like emphasize like the mid-card to push guys up, to show that like some of these guys really have talent that we don't really get to see. Almost like what maybe like Rusev is going to do by saving his friends, by beating the crap out of them. But tonight on Monday Night Raw, when Cena was doing his promo and Best in the World came on, I was marking out. And I've always been kind of wish-washy with CM Punk. I'll tell you the truth. I go up and down with the guy. I never call him my favorite wrestler. I had a really, really awkward interaction with him when I met him roughly 2012, I want to say, at SummerSlam Access. I don't think he wanted to be there. I don't think he wanted me to be there. I don't think he cared that it was me. I think that he was just probably out in the hot sun. And I don't know. I was one of the last ones. I think he just wanted to get out of there. But when I met him in 2020, I kind of thought I was going to meet the same CM Punk. I met him at C2E2 in Chicago, and because I went into it with like no cares, I just wanted to get a picture with CM Punk. It was awkward because I felt like I was the one that was the asshole, and he was just being overly nice to me, just thanking me for coming to his city, and I kind of had to change my tone to come back to him. I thought we were just gonna take the picture and move on. I didn't know that we were gonna have any interaction. But I'm not the biggest Punk fan, but Punk makes me mark out when it comes to the world of wrestling a lot. I was going bananas. I texted my friend Mike, who in my head is like one of the biggest CM Punk fans of all time. And the dude was at a concert. It honestly killed me that he wasn't able to see this. So I'm literally like live texting him like, Punk and Cena on Raw, like right now. Like, oh, he just challenged him to a match. Oh, he just agreed. Like, oh man, it was nuts. I honestly, I felt really bad for him, but I'm sure he's seen a band that he loves, and he's having the time of his life. And once he gets home, it's gonna be there on Netflix. If he didn't like fire it up once he was like sitting in the arena, watching. I've been to wrestling shows where people do that before, and that's just damn cool. But I think everybody knows the conflict out there. Basically, The Miz had tweeted something about going over to Saudi Arabia and how excited he was for the show. He was just doing like media of a sort. And CM Punk quote tweeted the tweet, and he said go suck a dick of blood money. I'm getting like some of the words mixed up or not giving enough words, but it's what he said. I mean, so I think a lot of people right now, tomorrow, are going to be quote tweeting that tweet. I can't do it because he blocked me a long time ago because I told him what kind of phone he had, and he thought I creeped him out. He had a I can't remember what kind of phone it was, but there was a time on Twitter that when you clicked the tweet, you could see like how they tweeted it, and it said tweeted by like a blackjack. I can't remember exactly what phone it was on mobile, and yeah, he didn't like that, and that was the end of that. But you know, a lot of the AEW fans that feel like they're allowed to watch AEW and they love it, but they can't, watch WWE when it's good, because I really don't understand that part. If wrestling is good, watch wrestling. But there's going to be a lot of people coming out and basically saying like, this guy said one thing and now all of a sudden he's going against his word. No, Steve, no, it is not the same thing as Hulk Hogan, but it is, it's just, people just get caught up in their emotions, and then he's in business with WWE. Like I said, Saudi Arabia, the entertainment group, is one of the main sponsors of Monday Night Raw. It is one of the main sponsors of WWE. They have a huge contract with them. For them to do 2 shows a year and go over there. And there has been people who have stood up and said, hey, I don't want to go on the tour. And I think Sami Zayn didn't go on like the first 2. Bryan Danielson didn't go. And since then, Sami has gone. I think at one point the fear was that they would kill Sami Zayn if he went over there because of his religious beliefs, I think is what it was. And I'm not quite sure, really how that changed. But besides for Carl Anderson, during the whole plane ordeal, I don't think I've really heard anybody recently speak out against it. Maybe WWE had a meeting or sent a memo just basically saying like, this is one of our main sponsors. We cannot talk negatively about it, or we have to let you go. like we cannot damage this relationship, something like that. So I was wondering about this. I thought that honestly Punk would stand up for his morals and not go on the Saudi Arabia show, and I thought that WWE would be okay with him. They just probably wouldn't use them that weekend, or maybe just not use them that month for the build up to the show. But Punk really, since coming back to WWE, he had that injury the first year, but that guy's been a lifer, a day in, day out guy, and been Raw, SmackDown. At one point he was going to NXT. He hasn't done that in a bit, but I'm really surprised. I think a lot of people thought this was going to blow up really, really fast. It's almost like he knows that this is his last chance. He's got nowhere else really to go. I guess he could go to like TNA if he had to, but I don't think he really wants to. But I loved Punk's promo talking about 2012 when he won the championship. It, rotted his mind. And it created him into a monster, the same thing that it's doing with John Cena. And he doesn't want to be the champion. He had a list of things that he wanted to do when he came back to WWE, and winning the belt wasn't one of them. But he's going to do it if he has to. I think it's awesome. When it really comes down to it, in my mind, I think that the reign of Cena has to continue. I think that Cena is going to win this match. I think he's probably going to win this match the same way that he's won all of his other matches. I think he's going to pick up the title and he's going to smack Punk right across the face, and it's going to be 1, 2, 3 right there in the middle of the ring. And Michael Cole is going to be calling him every dirty name there is in the book. But we're going to get the one Punk vs. Cena match, and before that belt shot, I think they're going to give us all the magic that we want to see, that we want to relive Money in the Bank 2011. We'll be able to do it that night. But I think, just like Punk said in his promo to Cena, the best we have is Cody. I think the key to this whole deal is getting us to the Cody Rhodes match. Whether that happens at SummerSlam, whether that happens at the show in Boston and Cena loses on his way out, and a lot of people would be negative about, like, he can't go out that way. Well, the first time Cena has, he's already said he's not going anywhere. The first time Cena has to walk out on that stage on Monday Night Raw, whether if it's just a random Monday that he has nothing to do, whether if it's on a SmackDown and his music goes on and he does the salute and then Avenue and he runs on down to the ring, we're all going to forgive him. Even the biggest Cody Rhodes fan in the world is going to kiss his ass, just like, when The Rock turned babyface and all was forgiven. You might not trust that guy all that much, but when he's acting nice, you're gonna stand there and you're gonna smile, and it's gonna be a good time. So I think what the big thing is that I was thinking about, I was talking to my buddy Mike about it. I think I was talking to him about it yesterday when I called him while I was at work, and we were talking a lot about Punk, and I brought up the fact that if Punk's going to main event WrestleMania 42, he could win a match. He could win the chamber. But if you really think about who's going to be the main event, you got to win the Rumble. The Rumble's going to be in Saudi Arabia this upcoming year. It's got one of the big ones. And if Punk wasn't going to do it, like how would he get to that main event spot? Which you got to wonder how many of these WrestleManias he really has left in the tank. But I think right now that Punk is not going to win at Night of Champions. But Punk is my pick for the Rumble. Here we are, June 9th, 2025. CM Punk is my choice to win the 2026 Royal Rumble and main event WrestleMania 42 against Cody Rhodes.